The Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 three-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes three-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chintpowersystems.com to find out more.
You know, energy is just getting more and more expensive, and it's with EVs and things like that, there's just so much need for it, and it creates so much instability. We like to create stability in environments of instability, so our products are there to be able to provide you the energy when and where you need it.
Are you speeding the energy transition? Here at the Clean Power Hour, our hosts Tim Montague and John Weaver bring you the best in solar, batteries, and clean technologies every week. Want to go deeper into decarbonization? We do too. We're here to help you understand and command the commercial, residential, and utility solar, wind, and storage industries. So let's get to it. Together we can speed the energy transition.
Today on the Clean Power Hour, my guest is Tyler Hortin. He is the president and one of the co-founders of Lion Energy. Welcome to the show, Tyler.
Thank you, Tim. It's great to be here.
You know, my listeners are very familiar with me saying that if you're a solar professional, you have to be a solar and storage professional because solar is intermittent by nature. The sun comes up, the sun goes down. But we're swimming in solar energy. We have 5,000 to 10,000 times more energy from the sun to power all of society. And so storage is extremely important. And it's also important for the grid infrastructure, right, to do things like, well, clean the grid, for example, or provide resiliency to businesses and homeowners. When the grid goes down, right, it's not enough to have just a solar array. You need solar and batteries. And so they're a perfect pairing. And now we see in the utility space that there's a market for, utility storage alone. And as we were talking in the pre-show, I know Lion Energy as a residential and mobile energy storage company, but now you're expanding. You have a very robust resi product, and you're breaking into commercial and now utility. So we're going to really geek out on your technology and your various platforms. But first, Tyler, give our listeners a little background on yourself. How did you get into the energy industry?
Sure. So it's really based on helping individuals, families, and organizations becoming energy independent. Like you mentioned, most renewables are good while the sun is shining or the wind is blowing or whatever it is, but we've been taught to kind of waste energy and not worry about using the full amount of energy that's been produced. And with batteries, you can do that. You can optimize your energy usage. You can store for during times of excess for times that you need excess. And so planning out your energy usage, planning out how you're going to use that resource throughout your day, energy storage does that for you. So we created Lion Energy to be able to help every building in America to have that energy storage, to be able to manage their energy correctly and be able to use that energy to be able to rely on the energy that they're producing. So in times of shortage, in times of issue with the grid, they've got that energy storage to be able to keep running and keep their important devices going and to be able to take ownership of their energy.
I love what you said about every building. I like to say today only a fraction of our buildings in America have batteries, right?
Correct.
But in 10 years, almost every home, certainly, and many, many businesses are going to have batteries in them.
Right.
It's just going to happen. It's such a useful device. It's a sponge, right? It absorbs extra energy and it injects energy when you need energy. When the grid goes down or when you need to provide grid services like frequency regulation, for example, capacity charge reduction, the things that we do. There's a stack, and we'll talk about that. But Why Lion Energy? There's many things you could have done in the energy industry. Why a battery company? Why lithium? What was the confluence of events for you personally?
So, well, I think there was a shortage of good products. We wanted to create systems that, customer focused. We love products, love providing really good products that work reliably. US based is a big thing for us. We wanted US based power and energy storage, and we just really believe in also the opportunity out there. It's a whole new industry being created, and every building in America needs energy storage, and we just wanted to be able to participate in that and help people to have the right solutions for their buildings.
So clarify, if you would, what you mean by American, because in the solar industry, for example, you could have a panel factory that does panel assembly, but the cells are made in Asia or in India. So that's part of Asia too. So anyway, are you actually making cells yourself, cells, modules, and the full 9 yards, or what exactly does Lion make?
So yeah, we have a sister company, American Battery Factory, who's going to be producing the actual cell here in the U.S. But we take that cell. We prefer lithium iron phosphate as our chemistry of choice. And so that lithium iron phosphate cell, which is we prefer prismatic format, that cell can be put into our products. So we create the plastics, we create the metal containers, things like that, the BMS, the EMS. I like to consider ourselves as a technology company. We are managing the system. In order to manage the system, you have to have control over the full system. And so that's really what we do at Lion Energy, is we are managing the battery and the energy and how we're using it and managing the home.
I'm glad you mentioned American Battery Factory. I had a lovely interview with Paul Henry, the founder and CEO there, building a factory, I believe, in Tucson, Arizona,
yes,
and using some very interesting architecture. Check out that interview if you haven't heard the interview, to our listeners. And so they're making lithium iron phosphate cells for stationary and perhaps also mobility. I'm not sure, but definitely for stationary solutions. And, lithium iron phosphate is well known for being less prone to thermal runaway. It's a safer chemistry. And so that bodes well for putting a battery in your garage, right? You don't want there to be a thermal runaway event in your garage. And any electrical infrastructure has its hazards, so there's always a risk. So let's talk about the product line and what we're here at RE Plus 2023. What is it that you're showing off, and what are you excited about that's going on at Lion?
So yeah, we focus on providing products all the way from a handheld device to a portable product that will run large appliances, run your fridge, freezer, washer, dryer, AC, and more portable. But here we're focused on our Sanctuary product. Sanctuary product is something that you would put on your home, so at your house, and to be able to manage however you're producing the energy. If it comes from the grid, if it comes from solar, if you have a gas generator, however you want to produce that power, we take it into our system and then we manage it. And so we not only manage the energy coming in, but we also manage the home and the usage within the home. So we believe it's better to manage closer to where you're actually consuming the energy and first. And then if you have excess, you can sell back to the grid or do things like that. When you think about peak rates and energy is just getting more and more expensive, and it's with EVs and things like that, there's just so much need for it, and it creates so much instability. We like to create stability in environments of instability. So our products are there to be able to provide you the energy when and where you need it.
So the Sanctuary product, we were talking in the pre-show, it's a scalable solution, right?
Yes.
And it comes in blocks of 13 kWh, is that, or 14?
14.
Yep.
Yeah, kilowatt hour. Yeah.
So similar to a power wall.
Yes.
And
but typically a larger, our inverter is an 8K inverter,
okay.
and so a little bit bigger than the Powerwall.
Yep.
And then you can scale. So our inverter and battery are separate units that are certified together. So UL 9540A. So they're certified to work together, UL 9540 and 9540A. And then you can have multiple batteries with each inverter. So just scalable to what you need.
And do you make all the hardware necessary to, for example, let's say I have already a gas generator and I want to add solar and battery.
Yeah.
Do you make that package, so to speak, that'll make all those devices talk to one another and isolate from the grid? And then, there's some nuances here. When you're operating off-grid, which I appreciate about Tesla's the one I know best, where they will actually look at the weather forecast and determine how much they're going to let you discharge your battery, because it might be cloudy and rainy for 3 days and you're not going to get solar energy or something like that. So I'm just curious if you could tell us a little more about how that works.
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a team of engineers in American Fork, Utah, that manage our products. We do provide the inverter and battery combo. We don't necessarily provide the solar, that you would get somewhere else, but we do provide everything that you need to be able to manage your home. So the inverter is it's a hybrid inverter, just much like Tesla. We do all those similar function where we have over-the-air updates. We're helping our customer base to understand, hey, if there's an issue with your system, we can send updates to your phone. We have a web app, and we also have a app that is available on the phone to be able to understand how you're using your power, to be able to see, your home and what issues you might have. If you don't have enough solar, you can understand it through the app. If you need more gas however it is, we're helping the customer to be able to understand what they're using and how they're using it.
The Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 three-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes three-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chintpowersystems.com to find out more. And the other thing that you have to think about when you're talking about off-grid operation, resiliency is what loads are you going to operate, consistently or try to operate with the battery capabilities. Let's just talk solar and storage, and there are now dynamic panel technologies like SPAN on the market, which allow you to on the fly alter what loads are being served, right?
Yeah.
By your panel. How do you approach that particular scenario?
Yeah, we love those devices. I would say the key to being able to use those effectively is being able to understand what you use in your home, and that's what our products do. Is they show you, hey, this is how you're using your home. This is some of you might need to shed some loads and things like that, and then you might bring on an exterior device to be able to help you to do that. Our device doesn't necessarily do that, but it will manage be able to tell you how you're using your home and where some of your shortfalls are.
Yeah.
So you can augment.
And what do you say to the skeptical consumer who thinks that solar and battery is smoke and mirrors or too risky or can't do the job? I'm just curious, what is it that you say to consumers to help them understand the value proposition of batteries?
Yeah, I tell consumers, hey, why don't you just try it? The great thing about what Lion Energy does is we offer products even, more affordably. And so even if you want to start with a handheld device and understand how you're using energy, at a small scale, but then we have a larger, more portable device, that you can run bigger appliances in your home and understand how you're using that. But it's a lot more affordable to step into that. And so, I would challenge you to just start understanding, some of your energy usage, take a step forward. And then as you understand, how powerful it is to control your energy, make an additional step forward. So we like to offer products that people can start to understand what they're using and then move into something more permanent. And when you think our Sanctuary product, it's helping you to accomplish what you want to in the background, so you don't even have to do much. It's just get it set up and then just use your app. Just look at it throughout the day and understand what you're doing. And you can do that with our portable products also. We have an app. The same app will be able to tell you how you're using your portable devices and understand how much power you're using from them.
The other mega trend here in the early 2020s is that electrification of transportation is happening.
Yeah.
Again, I think in the U.S. now we've reached 5% of car sales are EVs or battery electrics. And in Northern Europe, that's upwards of 75-80% now.
Yeah.
But we're going to be charging a lot more cars at home.
Yes.
And that's an additional load on the grid or on the battery. But the EV obviously also has a battery, and there's that opportunity to do bidirectional. Do you guys play in that space at all?
We do. When you think about your EV, I like to use the analogy, you are doubling the consumption at your home of energy.
Yeah.
And so every EV that you bring into that home, you're doubling that consumption. So you bring 2 or 3 and there's so much more need for that energy. So you need to think about there's a way to manage that more effectively with energy storage, because you can charge during times that you have excess. So being able to store excess in an energy storage device, that way when you come home with your EV, you're able to charge it from the battery or from the grid, whatever is available.
Yeah, whatever's most economical also, right?
Exactly.
Let's talk about the value stack for a second, and then maybe we can wrap up with your larger scale solutions for C&I and for grid scale. But how do you explain the value stack of batteries? Let's say in California, which is, let's face it, the largest solar and storage market. It's no longer the largest solar market. Texas has eclipsed California on a per annual install basis, but with NEM 3.0 in California, storage pencils much better. Solar doesn't pencil as well. And so we see the attachment rate of storage to solar going up dramatically. It was maybe in the 20s, and now it's in the maybe 70s, is what I hear. And so there's a lot more solar and storage happening. But what do you say to either installers or consumers about the value stack?
So with batteries, especially in California, you're able to store during the day when it's half or a third of the price. At night, it's 2 to 3 times the cost. And this happens every day, regardless of if you have solar paired with it. If you have energy storage, you can store when the power is cheap and use it when it's expensive and create that ROI. So, and it's going to get, over time, it's going to get more and more difficult to manage your power appropriately. The reason the utilities do that is not to penalize, it's really to help people to understand, hey, this is a peak time when we'd prefer you charge your EV during the day or whatever it is. And so with energy storage, you can manage your energy appropriately. So when you think about utilities historically have been, hey, let's just take the power whenever. And now it's becoming more and more important to think about, you think about the resiliency that California needs. And that's why they created NEM 3.0. And Texas has some of the same challenges. And throughout the U.S., more and more locations are going to be dealing with these energy rates that are higher and higher. So the great thing about batteries is if you can create an ROI today, it's going to be much quicker in 5 to 10 years because it's going to get more and more expensive, different times of day. And the batteries, with these upgrades and things like that, we're able to do over-the-air updates and keep your system, at the front of all the technology so that you don't have to. So your system is managing your energy for you. And if you can create an ROI today, in 5 to 10 years, it's going to get that much better. And, so.
Well, let's wrap up with a look at your larger scale products. Tell us about the C&I solution and the grid scale solutions that you're bringing to market.
Absolutely. So we have a cabinet, which you think about manufacturing. A lot of the utilities will charge peak rates for when you turn on your equipment, because your equipment spikes right when it turns on. If you, so in the state of Utah, if you're over a certain peak for more than 15 minutes in a month, they charge you a significant amount of money. So our cabinet can handle those peak rates and also handle energy shifting. So what we're already talking about with charging when it's cheap and using it when it's expensive. But there's many of those scenarios that you can handle. So our cabinet will do that on commercial products. And then utility products, it does the same thing. So utilities have peaker plants and things like that, but our utility solution can help you store the energy when there's excess and use it when it's, And when you think about wind and solar, there's certain times of day that you're producing excess. And being able to put pair a battery with that solution is the ideal scenario in most cases.
And what kind of kWh are we talking about with the cabinet?
So cabinet, you're talking 100 kilowatt, 200 kilowatt hour in most cases. It's scalable. You can do up as low as 30 per cabinet, 30 kilowatt to 200 kilowatt hour. And then the utility scale, we start at 1 megawatt and 3 megawatt hour.
Yeah.
And then just grow from there.
And that's a 20-foot container, a megawatt battery?
20-foot container, yeah.
Right on. And how are you shipping both of those products today, or what's the roadmap?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're continuously improving those products, and we send, like I said, the over-the-air updates as we improve those. We have all the engineers in-house here in Utah. Our information, something that's unique to us, there's others I think that do this, but all of our information is stored in the U.S. and managed in the U.S., which is a big deal to me, making sure our security is being taken care of. But not only that, but we engineer it all in-house here. And then we do significant QC procedure, and we have a really good customer service that's able to help people to solve their problems and get answers. You're going to have a person answer your phone call if you call us. So,
well, very good. How can our listeners find you, Tyler?
Just go to our website, lionenergy.com. We use a texting tool and things like that on that, and you can communicate that way. You can call into our offices. or email us, however's best.
Awesome. Well, you can find all of our content at cleanpowerhour.com. Give us a rating and a review on Apple and Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and reach out to me on LinkedIn. I love connecting with my listeners. You can connect on LinkedIn or on the website. There's a way to make a comment. Love to hear from you. And with that, I'll say, let's grow solar and storage. I'm Tim Montague. Hey, listeners. This is Tim. I want to give a shout out to all of you. I do this for you twice a week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us your time. I really appreciate you and what you're all about. You are part and parcel of the energy transition, whether you're an energy professional today or an aspiring energy professional. So thank you. I want to let you know that the Clean Power Hour has launched a listener survey, and it would mean so much to me if you would go to cleanpowerhour.com, click on the About Us link right there on the main navigation. That takes you to the About page, and you'll see a big graphic, Listener Survey. Just click on that graphic, and it takes just a couple of minutes. If you fill out the survey, I will send you a lovely baseball cap with our logo on it. The other thing I want our listeners to know is that this podcast is made possible by corporate sponsors. We have Chin Power Systems, the leading three-phase string inverter manufacturer in North America. So check out CPS America. But we are very actively looking for additional support to make this show work. And you see here our media kit with all the sponsor benefits and statistics about the show. You know, we're dropping 2 episodes a week. We have now over 320,000 downloads on YouTube, and we're getting about 45,000 downloads per month. So this is a great way to bring your brand to our listeners, and our listeners are decision makers in clean energy. This includes project executives, engineers, finance, project management, and many other professionals who are making decisions about and developing, designing, installing, and making possible clean energy projects. So check out cleanpowerhour.com, both our listener survey on the About Us and our media kit, and become a sponsor today. Thank you so much. Let's grow solar and storage. The Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 three-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes three-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chinpowersystems.com to find out more.